The golden morning sun filtered through the dense green canopy of the jungle, casting dappled light on the forest floor. Leo, the magnificent lion, with a rich golden-brown mane, walked with purposeful strides along the well-worn path. His emerald eyes scanned the surrounding landscape, always alert, always protecting his jungle home. Another beautiful morning, Leo mumbled to himself, his powerful tail swishing behind him. As the natural leader of the jungle animals, he took his responsibility seriously. Every step was a careful patrol, every glance a protective sweep. Not far away, Milo the monkey was doing what he did best, exploring. His nimble fingers grabbed onto vines, and he swung from branch to branch with incredible agility. "I wonder what exciting things I'll discover today," he chirped, his curiosity bubbling over like a playful stream. Nearby, Ellie the elephant stood beneath a massive banyan tree, using her long trunk to carefully strip leaves and munch on them thoughtfully. Her wise eyes watched Milo's acrobatics with a mixture of amusement and mild concern. "Be careful, Milo," she called out, her deep voice carrying a maternal warmth. "Not every adventure is safe." High above them, Polly the parrot swooped and glided, her vibrant blue and red feathers catching the sunlight. "Who says adventures can't be fun?" she squawked mischievously, doing a playful loop-de-loop in the air. Suddenly, a distant rustling caught their attention. Leo's ears perked up. Milo froze mid-swing. Ellie stopped chewing, and Polly landed on a nearby branch. "Did you hear that?" Leo asked, his voice low and serious. Milo's eyes sparkled with excitement. "Hear what? Something new? Something mysterious?" Ellie stepped forward, her massive feet creating gentle tremors in the ground. "We should be cautious. Strange sounds in the jungle are not always a good sign." Polly flew down closer, her sharp eyes scanning the surrounding foliage. "Mysterious sounds mean mysterious adventures," she declared, unable to contain her enthusiasm. As if on cue, a series of strange footprints became visible in the soft mud near a small stream. They were unlike any animal tracks the group had seen before, larger, with 3 distinct toe marks that seemed almost prehistoric. "Look," Milo pointed, already bouncing with excitement. "Those aren't regular animal tracks." Leo examined the footprints carefully, his brow furrowed. "These are different, unusual." Ellie joined him, her trunk gently tracing the outline of the tracks. "They're massive, definitely not from any animal currently living in our jungle." Just then, a low rumbling sound echoed through the trees. It wasn't like thunder, nor was it the sound of an approaching storm. It was something else entirely, something that made the ground slightly tremble and the birds momentarily fall silent. "We should investigate," Leo said, his natural leadership emerging. "But we'll do this together. Safety in numbers." Milo was already bouncing with excitement. A mystery, an adventure. Ellie looked worried, but nodded. "We must be careful." Polly did another excited loop. "This is going to be amazing." The mysterious footprints wound through the dense jungle, leading Leo and his friends deeper into unexplored territory than they had ever ventured before. Milo bounced from branch to branch with unbridled excitement, his tail swinging wildly as he called back to the others. "Come on, aren't you curious where these tracks might lead?" Ellie trudged carefully behind, her massive feet stepping deliberately around fallen branches and tangled vines. "Curiosity killed the monkey," she mumbled, her wise eyes scanning the increasingly unfamiliar terrain. Polly fluttered overhead, her bright feathers a splash of color against the green canopy. "Oh, stop worrying, Ellie. Where's your sense of adventure?" She swooped down, landing on Leo's mane with a playful chirp. Leo remained focused, his golden eyes tracking the strange footprints. They were unlike anything he'd seen before, larger than a leopard's, deeper than a rhino's, with a distinctive three-toed pattern that seemed to tell a story of something prehistoric. As they pushed forward, the jungle began to change. The familiar green gave way to darker, more ancient-looking vegetation. Massive ferns with fronds wider than Ellie's ears spread out around them. Thick vines hung like curtains, and the air grew heavy with a mysterious humidity that felt different from their usual jungle climate. "Look!" Milo suddenly shouted, pointing ahead. A massive wall of rock and vegetation rose before them, covered in a strange glowing moss that pulsed with a soft green-blue light. At the base of the rocky formation, partially hidden by hanging vines, was a dark opening, a cave that seemed to breathe with an otherworldly energy. Ellie immediately stepped back. "We should turn around. This doesn't feel right." But Milo was already moving forward, his curiosity overwhelming his caution. "Don't be such a worrier. We've come this far. We have to see what's inside." Leo hesitated, his protective instincts battling with his own sense of curiosity. Polly hopped from his mane to the cave entrance, peering inside. "It looks interesting," she said, her usual mischievous tone slightly subdued. "Stay close," Leo commanded, taking the lead. His brave demeanor masked the slight tremble in his voice. The cave's entrance seemed to pull them in, the glowing moss creating a tunnel of soft, mystical light. As they entered, the world around them transformed. The cave wasn't just a simple rocky tunnel. It was a living, breathing pathway that seemed to stretch impossibly long. The walls pulsed with bioluminescent light, creating patterns that looked almost like ancient drawings. Strange sounds echoed in the distance, low rumbles that weren't quite roars, but something more primordial. Milo's excitement grew with each step. "Can you hear that? It's like the cave is alive." Ellie remained cautious, her trunk occasionally reaching out to touch the glowing walls. "I don't like this," she whispered. "Something feels different." The tunnel seemed to go on forever, twisting and turning in impossible ways. Just when they thought they might be lost, a brilliant light burst ahead of them. The cave suddenly opened up, and the animals found themselves blinking in astonishment. They had emerged into a world beyond their wildest imagination. "Where are we?" Polly whispered, her usual chatter replaced by pure wonder. Leo stood tall, trying to look brave, despite the mix of excitement and fear coursing through him. "I think," he said slowly, "we're not in our jungle anymore." In the distance, a massive shape moved between the prehistoric plants. Something big, something ancient, something that definitely didn't belong in their world. Their adventure was just beginning,